Resistant starch offers a uniquely elegant way to support autophagy, not through deprivation or fasting, but by feeding the right kind of bacteria in the gut. Found in foods like green bananas, cooled rice, lentils, and certain whole grains, resistant starch resists digestion in the small intestine and travels undigested to the colon. There, it becomes a rich substrate for fermentation by beneficial gut microbes. This fermentation produces short-chain fatty acids, most notably butyrate, a compound now recognized not only for its role in gut health, but also for its ability to trigger autophagy within intestinal cells. In this way, a carbohydrate once thought to be inert becomes a biological signal for cellular renewal and systemic resilience. Butyrate serves as both fuel and messenger. For colonocytes, the cells lining the colon, butyrate is a preferred energy source, enabling them to maintain tight junction integrity and produce protective mucus. But what makes butyrate extraordinary is its ability to initiate autophagy in these cells. By activating AMPK and downregulating mTOR in the intestinal epithelium, butyrate mimics the nutrient stress signals typically associated with fasting. This localized autophagy helps clear damaged cellular components, strengthen the gut lining, and reduce translocation of harmful substances like endotoxins into the bloodstream. In essence, resistant starch enables the gut to undergo self-repair from the inside out. The ripple effect of this process extends far beyond digestion. A stronger gut barrier reduces systemic inflammation by limiting the immune system's exposure to microbial fragments and toxins. Chronic low-grade inflammation, so common in modern metabolic conditions, is frequently traced back to increased gut permeability, often referred to as leaky gut. By encouraging gut-driven autophagy through butyrate, resistant starch becomes a dietary lever for calming the immune system and restoring immunometabolic balance. There's also a neurological dimension worth exploring. Butyrate not only promotes autophagy in the gut, it can cross the blood-brain barrier and act as a histone deacetylase (HDAC) inhibitor, influencing gene expression in neurons. Some studies suggest that butyrate may promote neuroprotective forms of autophagy in the brain, enhancing synaptic plasticity, reducing oxidative stress, and possibly lowering the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. This gut-brain autophagy connection transforms resistant starch into a cognitive ally, offering brain benefits that stem from the fermentation of a humble dietary fiber. Interestingly, resistant starch does not suppress autophagy like simple carbohydrates do, it enables it. Unlike refined carbs that spike insulin and activate mTOR throughout the body, resistant starch has a minimal effect on blood sugar and insulin, particularly when consumed as part of a balanced meal. Instead of overfeeding the body with quick energy, it supports the microbiome in generating anti-inflammatory metabolites, keeping insulin levels low, and facilitating tissue-specific autophagic signaling. It's a carbohydrate that behaves more like a prebiotic than a traditional starch, serving microbial allies who, in return, produce molecules that keep our own cells clean and functioning. Even small additions of resistant starch to the diet can yield measurable benefits. Cooled potatoes, overnight oats, and slightly underripe plantains are not just fiber-rich options, they're strategic interventions. They transform meals into microbiome-enhancing experiences that quietly activate a cascade of protective cellular processes. The culinary act of cooling cooked rice or preparing beans a day in advance becomes, in biological terms, a ritual of encouraging autophagy through fermentation. In this way, resistant starch reframes our understanding of how food can support deep physiological renewal. It doesn't rely on extremes, it relies on ecology. By nourishing beneficial microbes and allowing them to produce autophagy-enhancing metabolites like butyrate, we participate in a reciprocal relationship where human and microbial health converge. It's a slow, steady, and sustainable route to cellular cleaning, one that starts with the simplest of ingredients but reaches as far as the brain, liver, and immune system. Far from being a passive nutrient, resistant starch becomes an active participant in the ongoing renewal of the body.